Stephen, congratulations on the result. It wasn't easy, but how do you reflect on that 4-1 victory?
Obviously very happy with the result and the outcome of the game. I think we expected Dundee to come. There's a big rivalry in this fixture that everyone's well aware about. We knew that they'd start bright, especially on the back of us playing in Europe. And you know, they had a lot of energy and a lot of runners from the midfield that caused us a few issues, especially in the first 20-25 minutes. I think once we come to terms with that, we settled into the game and we went on and obviously got ourselves in a very comfortable position. What
was the pick of the goals from your perspective?
Obviously Arribo's is a fantastic strike. I think he's really back now. He's obviously took his time getting up to speed, but his performance in midweek and his performance today, you know, he deserves his man of the match performance. He was out for a long time. It's his first injury he's suffered in his career, and he had an illness on the back of the injury, so it took him quite some time getting right back in the groove, but he was fantastic today. Not just the goal, his running power, his quick feet, the way he outplays people, and once he gets you in the box, you're in trouble because he's got all the skills that he needs.
Stevie, on Joe Arribo, I was just saying there to Emma and Shelley, I wonder where his best position is, where he feels his best position is, and where do you feel his best position is, because he's so effective in a middle three or playing one up off the side, coming in one of those 10s.
Well, you've got more experience than me. Can you tell me? Because I'm still trying to work it out myself. Listen, he's a fantastic kid. What I will say is you can't get him off the training pitch. He's always working on his game. I think for me, good players can do whatever job you ask them to do. The good thing for Joe is he can be effective as a right 10 or a left 10. Of course he can, because he's closer to the goal. And if you probably ask Joe, he wants to be closer to the goal. But when we're at home, playing him as a left 8, or a right 8, it gives us that little bit more ambition in our team and in our team selection rather than having the 3 number 6s. And we know he can burst from deep, and it gives us the chance to get Hadji and Kent in the team as well, and maybe other people for different games. But honestly, I can't speak highly enough of the kid. He's a boss kid. He wants to improve. We're delighted to have him. You know, he decided to come here to Rangers to develop and grow, and he's certainly moving in the right direction. But he's absolutely low maintenance. Everything he's putting into it, there's no surprise that he's getting a lot of good performances in his game now.
Stephen, I wanted to ask you about Dundee United. Obviously, you mentioned it took about 20 minutes for Rangers to get into the game, and it was interesting for Dundee United to set up with a diamond. Did you change anything tactically, or was it just patience?
Well, we knew how they were going to set up because of the previous 2 games, and once we seen that Nicky Clark was in the team with Shankland and Appiah, we had a good idea. They were going to try and man-mark Stephen Davis, and then at the right time they were going to either go into the front man's feet and Clark running beyond that. And it gives you the problem because you've only got 2 centre-halves. So if it's 2v2 and then you'd have a runner, I think Davo took a bit of time to get used to that. And we worked it out, to be fair. I think the players worked it out before we could get to it, but we tweaked it at half-time. We had Leon stay a little bit more, just so if Clark burst off us, we had Connor as the middleman just to match that. So we did work it out tactically as a staff, but we wanted to get to half-time to do it. But to credit to the boys, they worked it out and was sorting the majority of the problems out themselves. I expected us to be a little bit slow today. We had a couple of long days leading into this game in the build-up on the back of a tough week going into Europe. And we give everything in Europe. We left it all on the pitch, so I expected us to be a bit leggy. But to get ourselves to 4-0, having worked the game out, I'm really pleased with the boys' effort.
How's Ryan Jack, Stephen, after going off in the first half?
Well, hopefully we've got to the injury before it becomes an injury, if you like. He's felt some tightness in his calf early in the game. He hasn't felt knot and tear, which is good, but we're going to have to scan it and see what it is. It's in the calf area, but he's felt some tightness in there. He first felt it after 10 minutes, so I'm a little bit upset that he hasn't reported it after 10 minutes. He's played on for a little bit longer, so we'll have to scan it and see what the damage is. But fingers crossed he's not out, because he's so important to us. But what I will say is Glenn Kamara come onto the pitch and absolutely looked top class again. I wanted to save Glenn for Thursday night to have him fresh, because it'll be a big game for us. And obviously give Jacko the start because he was offloaded through the week. But Glenn was outstanding. He made us play more, and he was a big factor in getting to 4-0 because he gives a bit of class and a bit of style when he come on.